Now let us see how to transport roles between systems using the transport request mechanism. Now there is a common thing between this mechanism and the SSE1 method, and that is for both these methods you have to create a transport request first. But in the case of the SSE1 method, you should not release the create a transport request. But in this case, where you want to transport the roles between two systems, you have to release the transport requests. So to creating the transport request, we use the transaction PFCG. In the PFCG transaction, we enter the role name and click on the truck icon to begin the process of creating the transport request. Now, when you try to transport a single role, the system will automatically include the generated profile for the role into the transport by default by using this checkbox. Now, this setting is controlled in the table prgn_cust. So, if you don't want the profiles to be transported along with the roles, then you can maintain the settings in the table prgn_cust. So let us open up another session and go to transaction SM30. Go to the table prgn_cust and say maintain. And let's take a look at what parameter is that. So prgn_cust has, as you see, a lot of parameters here. For example, the one which we are looking for is for profiles. So this one, profile_transport. By default, it is set to yes. So that's why when you try to create a transport request for a single role, even the profiles are getting transported. So if you don't want to transport the profiles along with the role, then you make in this table prgn_cust maintain this parameter profile_transport to value no, and from that point on the profiles will not be transported. So let's go back to our transport. So click on the execute icon to start creating the transport request. You get an information box. Click on continue. Now you get a box called choose objects. Now this setting, user assignment checkbox, is a very, very important setting. By default, this is not checked, and there is a reason for it. And the reason is, if you select this checkbox, user assignment, what you are telling the system is, the users who are assigned this role in, let's say, client 800 of DEP system, they are the same set of users who are assigned this role in the target clients, in the target systems, which will not be the case. So if you transport the role with user assignments, and if the set of users are different in the source, which is 800, and the target, then the users in the target, let's say in our case, let's say 811, the users in client 811, whoever is assigned this role, they will lose the authorizations for this role. So never select this checkbox, because the set of users in development system will never be the same in production system that are assigned the roles. So when you transport the roles with user assignments, the users in the target system will lose their authorizations. So don't check this box, click on continue, and you'll get a box for creating a transport request. So click on the create icon, and give a brief description. So a transport request is created. Now if you want to transport the roles between clients in the same system, then you can use the transaction SSE1. But if you want to transport the roles between two systems, then the transport request that you created has to be released. To release the transport request, go to the transaction SE10 or SE09. They basically bring you to the same screen. Select the modifiable checkbox and click on display. So you see two numbers here. This is called the change task and this is the change request. So change task is contained in change request, and the objects that you're trying to transport will be part of the change task. So to transport this role between two systems, you first have to release the change task. So select the change task and click on this icon, which will then release this task. Then you select the change request and click on the truck icon again to release the change request. And after that, you follow the transport process, change management process of filling up some forms and getting the approvals from the business owners, the role owners, and then ask the basis team to transport the role into the target systems. Now, you can transport one role, you can transport multiple roles in the same transport request. So enter the role names that you want to transport, and if you want to make it part of the same request, and click on continue. And the role is included in the same transport. If you want to transport mass roles, you have to go to in the transaction PFCG, you have to go to the transaction menu utilities and click on mass transports. If you know the role names, and if the role names do not follow a pattern, do not follow a particular naming convention, then you click on this icon and enter the role names in the fields here. Now if you have the role names in a file that you want to transport, then you can copy the roles and paste it into this box by using this icon. So let's go and transport, say, Z:"test", or let's say Y*. So we are trying to transport any role that begins with Y and contains the word test in it. So this is the pattern. So click on execute, continue. Now if you want to create a new transport request, click on the create icon and say transporting mass roles, and new transport request is created. And all the roles which follow that, which are part of the pattern that you have given, those roles will be included in this transport request. Now in this example that we have seen, the pattern that we gave was a pattern for composite roles and some single roles. So when you transport a composite role, even the single roles are included in the transport request. So now to transport it between systems, then you have to go to SE09N or SE10 and release the transport request and ask the basis team to do the import into the target. Now, let's give a transport composite role name. Now, when you transport a composite role, you have the setting here which says you want to transport the single roles also, which are part of the composite role. So you can, if you don't want to transport the composite single roles along with the composite roles, then you can uncheck this box. Now this is controlled in the table SSM underscore cust, and it is controlled by the parameter add underscore composite underscore roles. Now by default it is set to yes, so that's why this checkbox is selected by default. But if you don't want the single roles to be transported by default, then you set it to no in SSM underscore cust table for this parameter add underscore composite underscore roles. Now after this, the steps are pretty much the same. Click on continue. You get a choice for transporting the roles with user assignments, which you should never do. Click on continue. So if you want to create a new transport request, click on create. Give a brief description. A new transport is created. Now, when you transport a composite role, like I said, the single roles which are part of the composite role will also be included in the transport request to be transported, which means even these single roles will be transported into the target. But to transport, like I said, again, if you go to SE09, SE10 or transaction SE10 to release the transport request first.